Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host Kai, and in today's video we're going to be discussing the Cinderace raid that's going to be taking place very soon. Let's get straight into it. So, of course, I mentioned it's going to be starting very soon. That's Thursday, 4 PM Pacific, 7 PM Eastern, midnight GMT UTC. So, Cinderace is going to have 25 times more health than normal. That's a given for 7-star raids. If we go ahead and look at the Charizard raid, Charizard had a lot more health than the 6-star raid that we went against. However, we over-prepared like crazy for that raid with our Flutter main build and completely destroyed it. So I want to discuss the possibility of what moves this Pokemon will have and what we can do to, utilize a decent build so we won't have any problems taking care of this thing, and also maybe have a look at if there's a possibility of soloing this thing like with the Charizard raid. So its possible moves are High Jump Kick, Zen Headbutt, Gunk Shot, and Flare Blitz. Now, Gunk Shot is just like anti-fairy, so that's kind of there, and then you've got Zen Headbutt for coverage, it's a big possibility. Pyro Ball, Terra Blast, Sunny Day, and Court Change. Now, Pyro Ball signature move, learn from level up. Terra Blast for coverage. Of course, if it Terras fire or fighting, it's going to have stab, it's always fun. And Sunny Day for usually, like with Charizard, when they lose their shield, they'll pop Sunny Day just to increase their defense a little bit. And then Court Change, which is a very interesting move, and I think the only thing it will really affect us for is if we're using Reflect. Now, if we're using Reflect and the Pokemon does have Court Change, it will switch it over. So instead of us having the Reflect, it will give the Reflect to itself. Now, biggest question, will it have Libero? Now, after further testing and investigation, if you are going into a battle and you've got into your Terraform, it doesn't override with Libero. So if you Terrestrialize and then you use a move like let's say Gunk Shot to become a poison type, like how Protein or Libero would work, you would not change into the poison type. It only works pre-Terra, which is interesting to say the least, and I don't know if that will be the same within the raid. However, it probably will be, as I don't think it will be super special for that Pokemon in terms of, let's say for example it uses Gunk Shot, becomes a poison type, and then maybe when it gets its shield up it reverts back. I don't think it will do any of that. It's Terra'd. I don't think there's anything to worry about there. So this Greninja here has Protein, which is the same ability as Libero. It changes the Pokemon's type whenever you use a move of a different typing. So we're going to go into a battle, we're going to Terra, and I'm just going to show you guys that it doesn't override when you go ahead and do that. So we're going to the battle. Usually if I would hit him with a move, it would change my ability. It would change my typing. So if I did Night Slash, it would turn me into a Dark type. However, I'm going to Terra into a Ghost and then use Night Slash. So if Protein does work, then it would turn me into I would be a Ghost Terror, and then my ability would change into Dark type, if that makes sense. So we'll just wait for this to cut through. And as you can see, no type change. No type change. However, then I will show you guys that of course the Greninja is not broken, and in fact if I do go ahead and use Night Slash, it will change my typing. So let's do Night Slash, and it changes to the Dark type. So there's that. So you guys will be able to see the build on screen now, and we're going to discuss my thoughts behind this. Now, with Espathra, you're going to have a few moves which will give you some pretty good damage. So we're going to completely max out our special attack and our defense. That's what we're going to do, and the remaining stats in HP. And then we're also going to have the ability Opportunist, We're going to have the ability Opportunist and holding a Shell Bell. Now, Opportunist, every time the opponent raises its stats, you will copy those stat changes and increase your stats too. There is a move that this Pokemon can learn, which is Stored Power, which if you then use that move with all of the additional stat boosts, you will do an insane amount of damage. However, we will then be taking a look at the build I will be running, which I think will be very useful for solo and co-op, and that is Helping Hand, Calm Mind, Reflect, and Lumina Crash. Lumina Crash signature move lowers the special defense of the opposing Pokemon by 2 stages and does big damage, and will just keep doing more damage as you keep using the move. Reflect, of course, to increase the defense of your team. Calm Mind, it's pretty self-explanatory. You want to raise your special attack, special defense. If you have teammates running a Spathra as well, you will all benefit from Calm Mind. You will all be copying each other's stat boosts. So turn 1, if 4 of you are running a Spathra and you all decide to increase with Calm Mind, you will be +4 in special defense and special attack, each and every one of you. And then you have Helping Hand, which of course you can use on your teammates who are trying to do big damage. It's perfectly fine, it's up to you. It's kind of just there as a tool to be used whenever you choose to. So, I mean, that's my idea on the Pokemon that we should build for the raid. However, it's subject to change, as always. When we get closer to the time, the raid builds always change anyway. However, I feel like this will probably be the best Pokemon for this at this current moment in time. There are other Psychic types as well that are pretty good too. You could go with a Gardevoir with Calm Mind, Moonblast setup. You should be fine. You can have Psychic, you know, for some big damage, and give yourself a move like Recover, and you'll be okay. However, I feel like this definitely does do well. Anyway, that's going to do it for today. Thank you so much for watching as always, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye for now.